Next week, we'll be discussing Jurassic Park. Tom, how was your watch?
I first watched this movie when it came in theaters, and I got the VHS as a Christmas gift that year. So that must have been it must have been 10, right? So I was 10 years old. Um, and as a kid, I really loved this movie because I also really love dinosaurs, right? I think that's a pretty common young boy thing. And watching it again, I watched it on my computer, and it's been quite a number of years. I have absolutely no idea where that VHS went. And I also reread the book, which is a book I read when I was 10 years old and got the movie and had the total experience. And uh, watching it again, I have to say, God bless Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum. What I wanted from this viewing was the romantic comedy of Ian Malcolm and Ellie Sattler as they run off together to, make beautiful mathematic paleobotanist babies. I think that ended up being my favorite part of the movie was watching Ian Malcolm flirt with Ellie. That might speak to my rewatch of Jurassic Park, since my love of dinosaurs has, let's say, cooled in the past few decades. Chris, how was your first watch?
I watched this movie just like you did in 1993 in the theaters. It was the first. This is the first advertisement that I remember seeing in a movie theater. I went to the movies with my mom all the time, and I vividly remember seeing the big, gigantic, matte black cardboard cutout with the red dinosaur, the red circle with the dinosaur silhouette in it. And it stuck with me today. It stuck with me. It's like one of my favorite movie logos ever. And my top 10 movies of all time, it's probably 9 Star Wars movies and this one. Like this is one of my favorite movies. Uh, I don't think it's the best movie in the world. I don't think that somebody watching it today is going to say, "Oh my God, that's a theatrical masterpiece." But it has a special place in my heart. It really kind of drove my trajectory into really loving science, and now I do what I do for a living. Uh, it's really influential for me, even though I know that now through a different lens, it's not the best movie in the world, but it's definitely got a really, really special place in my heart. What about you, KJ? How was your watch?
Yeah, I can't believe you guys saw this in theaters. So I saw this with my family in the living room. I very distinctly remember. And I thought I was a little young, but my sister, who's a little younger than I am, was certainly too young. It terrified her. She was screaming. Like it was like not a healthy experience for her, I don't think. It was, but we watched it on our 19-inch CRT at the time with the built-in TV speak,
Baller.
right? Yeah. The giant 19-inch tube TV. But in my memory, the T Rex still filled the living room, right? It was still, the movie is so good and so theatrical that even on this small screen, in my memory, the storm encompassed the whole living room. So I really enjoyed it. On this watch, I just watched it on a laptop with the headphones. But I have watched it multiple times with a proper surround sound. Often, if there's a storm going on outside, I'll put it on to match the weather. I did read the book, but not back in '93 like you guys did. That's another thing. In third grade, there's no way I'm reading a real book. I read it more recently, probably on a plane or on a trip like this. I think I like the movie a lot more than the book, but we'll get into it. How about you, Nick?
I somehow must have convinced my parents to take me to the movies to see this when I was 10. I believe I was in fourth grade at the time. And I was blown away by just the look and feel of everything. Just like Tom was saying before, I've known Tom since pre-K, and we were really big into dinosaurs back in the day. And I think this was my first wave of nostalgia. You have that pre-K nostalgia in like fourth grade, so it brought back that love of dinosaurs. And I will say, to KJ's point, he was talking about when we read this, I have a vivid memory that this is the first book that I read in fourth grade that had over 400 pages that I willingly decided to read. So this was my first big book. And that's why
It
I
was also
always
his last audio.
He's read it
Sometimes.
twice though. So
Yeah, I thought there was going to be pictures, but no dice. But yeah, that's why this one, aside from just really enjoying it, I think this was a big step in cinema as well when it comes to special effects, which I'm sure we'll get into. But I really still enjoy this movie. And yes, there's plenty of corny elements. Just like Chris said, I don't think this is the best movie ever made, but I thoroughly enjoy watching it every time I do. Jurassic Park is available on HBO Max at the time of this recording.